is a presentation of Real Wise Productions and Comey Media Incorporated. Disney and War on Woke. Next on Mentality. Welcome to another installment of Mentality, the place where iron sharpens iron in the areas of health, mental health, love, entrepreneurship, and brotherhood, all from a man's perspective. I am one half of the host of this show, the co-host, Cole Johnson, and I'm joined as always by the other half, one Mr. Wize El Jefe. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, brother. Can't complain. I'm here, able to do another show. So anytime I get to create content and do what I love, it's a blessing.
Here we go. Now we have a senator from South Carolina. He has officially thrown his hat into the presidential race, and he did so. He did so this past Friday when he filed paperwork with the Federal Election Commission. That man is Senator Tim Scott. Now he formed an exploratory committee in April, scheduled to make his announcement today, actually, in his hometown in North Charleston. He feels as though that American families are starving for hope, he would say, and he feels that the country needs faith and to have faith in God, faith in each other, and he is the lone black GOP candidate in GOP in the Senate, and he's vying to be the first African American to win the GOP nomination in the party's history. How can Senator Scott secure the Republican nomination for the next year?
Negroes got to come out and vote for him because they ain't gonna be the white folks. He's gonna have to get the black vote, man. He's gonna have to get the black vote because within his own party, it don't look good. So you're gonna need Democratic candidates. A lot of Democrats are gonna have to vote for you.
Turn out for him.
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
Yeah, you need Democrat to turn out for him.
Okay. That's the only way I see it happen. Yeah. I don't see it any other way.
Mm-hmm. Now, what makes this, I think, a little bit more interesting is a lot of people would, and I think I've heard a couple of, I forget who, they have referred to him in such unflattering terms, Uncle Tom and sellout to be two of those terms. But you're basically saying that I'm going to put in wonderful terms, a miracle for him to actually be the GOP.
To be the GOP candidate?
You don't think the base itself is going to support him?
No. Hell no.
Yeah.
No, not when President Orange still looms. Yeah, not while former President Orange still looms and and you have his constituents still hoping and praying that this past election gets overturned, and he can return to power. So, yeah, there's no. But I could be wrong. But to me, there's no out of hell to me. But craziest stuff have happened.
President. Why President Orange? Oh my gosh. Well, true. Crazier things have happened, especially in politics, but good lord. Yeah, I'm thinking the base is going to, and I actually had this conversation with my wife. I said, I just don't see the GOP backing anybody but Trump. I just don't. I don't. And we'll talk about another candidate.
DeSantis is sinking himself over there in Florida, so yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about him a little later. In more fun news, Garth Brooks actually proved that he is a country titan, and he now has a Vegas residency. And he opened up this past Thursday night with his wife Trisha Yearwood. Now, 5 hours before the show, the country artist had no idea what song he would play first, but he decided to play Bob Seger's "Against the Wind." Good song, by the way. Now, he has never been shy about his affection for covering songs. Obviously, one of the many songs you could think of, "Shameless," and that was originally written and performed by Billy Joel. So that is nothing new, and he's great in doing it, and he actually does a good job in covers. The newly christened Garth Brooks Plus One is fully, solidly, and completely an exuberant romp, a 2.5-hour type of show through the best of a country music titans catalog. Now, my question for you, as the residency, this is his third actually in Vegas since 2009. My question to you is, how much of an impact has Garth Brooks actually has made in your life?
Honestly, there's certain songs I like his alter ego. Honestly,
Chris Gaines.
Alter ego.
Okay.
Yes, his alter ego to me was cool. It was fun, I don't even think of Garth Brooks as just a country singer. To me, he's just a talented musician. I don't think of him as just a country singer, because he can, like you said, he covers a lot of songs. Like, he likes to cover other songs. And his Chris Gaines character, and he just shows you that he's just a talented individual. And okay, yeah, so a lot of his fan base are country people, but to me, he's just a great musician.
I'm glad you said that, man. Seriously, I'm glad you said it, because I look at him and I'm like, he's not the typical country artist to me. No. And I grew up in an area where country blared from one end of the radio to the other. And yeah, when I heard him when we heard him come upon the scene in the late 80s, early 90s, it was different even back then. So yeah, I mean, this guy, I've heard him do R&B stuff, I've heard him do rock stuff, I've heard him do pop stuff. So I look at him and I'm thinking, yeah, I think you sell him short when you call him country.
Yeah, and that's what the influence he's had on me is showing me that you don't have to necessarily, okay, yeah, he started off as he's this great country singer and everything, but he's shown other sides of himself. So it's shown me that, hey, listen, regardless of where you started at, you don't necessarily have to stay in your lane.
Right.
There's plenty of opportunity for you to show your talents and showcase your talents, and that's what he's done. So my hat off to him, man. He's again, he's a talented musician. I don't even want to say country artist. He's a talented musician that one of the best has done it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. He is one of the best has done it. In fact, he basically was the best-selling artist in the 90s. So I mean artist, not country artist, best-selling artist in the whole decade. and it was and it wasn't even close. So yeah, to your point, you're right. And Garth, enjoy yourself, man, because man, you turned it out unlike very few who's ever done it in music history. So enjoy it. I hope you enjoy performing with Trish. And just make this residency the best yet, man, because
Yep.
Vegas is gonna really enjoy you, bro. We're just getting started. Mentality will return. This is a BS3 Network presentation.
It's your girl, Stacey Rose.
Are you looking for a show with riveting interviews, important community information from a vibrant and grounded host? STK Productions presents The Intro Kit.
Put God first and ask questions later. Let's get it popping. I wanted to give people a platform where they can express themselves and talk about their business and their endeavors in a very safe space.
Content and entertainment just for you. The Intro Kit.
Friday Eve.
Or Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central. The Mocha Minutes Podcast. A black person safe space. Well, I'll let Stephanie talk about it further.
You would be a Michael Jai White. I'm sorry. No. I like him. He's so pretty when he don't talk. Would Will Smith, if this was a white comedian, would he went up and slapped him? Would y'all have a problem with it if it was a white comedian doing this? People who say water or wash, I'm like, how did wash get an R in it? Stand up! I don't know why 5 Heartbeats just popped in my head. Stand up!
From entertainment to society and culture, that comprises of the Mocha Minutes Podcast, hosted by Stephanie. Welcome back to Mentality, the show that is created for all men. With Wize and Cole, I am Cole Johnson, and I think we love to celebrate, as we did in the last segment, Garth Brooks. We're going to celebrate another artist, actually music artist turned actor. And why? Well, welcome to Celebrity Style. Luda! Yeah, I'm happy for this one. Luda, or his government name, Chris Bridges, he was honored with a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. And he shared that special moment with, of course, his wife and all his daughters, which is 4 of them. Now, this past Thursday, the Southern hospitality rapper and girl dad received that star. And to support their father, all 4 of his daughters showed up to watch him receive his award. In fact, one of his daughters actually gave a speech to him. It was very, very poignant and very beautiful, actually. So you had the group shot where you had Cadence, who's 7, Kai, who's 9, Karma, who's 21. That was the daughter who actually read something to him, dedicated to him. And, of course, there was the baby girl, Chance, 21 months. And Eudoxie, his wife, all standing by him. And when the star was raised, on the right was, of course, the Fast and Furious star, Vin Diesel. And on the left was, of course, hip-hop great, hip-hop legend, LL Cool J. Great honor, and I believe is very deserved. And the pointing thing about this is it wasn't for his record career. It actually was for his acting career that he got the star, which I found even more interesting than anything. So I'll start this off by asking this. What do you think this means for Luda's legacy?
He's one of the top artists in our generation, man. Listen, Luda has one of the few that's really been able to have an amazing music career, and then have just an equal amazing movie career.
Yeah,
I'm saying so. It's very few actors. There's few rappers that have been able to really shine in both lanes.
right.
And it's just it just shows you that the hard work and the dedication that you put into your craft, it pays off. It really does pays off. He's been one of the best in the hip hop game for over 20 years. Now he's done movies. He's done some great movies. Yeah, he's known a lot for the fast movies.
True.
But those are some of the most top selling movies of all time.
Yeah, a few of them are. Yeah.
So he's been in a part of a franchise that set records.
Which that means a lot.
Yeah, it does. It does. Listen, when it comes, that's how they determine if you're a superstar in Hollywood.
That's right.
It's what do your movies bring.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, you somewhat answered this, but go further. And I'm asking this question because there was this movie, I forgot the title of it, and he was acting opposite Queen Latifah, and he more than held his own in it. So how do you regard him as an actor?
Oh man, he's done quite a few movies that I've enjoyed. He was awesome in Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, he was.
I think he was in Crash as well.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that one. Crash. He was in Crash.
He was good in Crash. Of course, the Fast and Furious movies. Listen, you could tell that he's serious about his acting career.
Yeah.
You could tell that he's serious about what he does and how he portrays himself. And you never hear anything about him on set. You don't hear anything about him being a diva or being a problem. You just hear nothing but good stuff about Luda. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, it just shows you that some people are destined for greatness, but they put in that work. Like we see, like to us, like to people in the outside, they see it. He's a star. He's blown up, but they don't see that hard work. So you can tell that he's put in the work to become a better actor. I'm sure he's hired coaches. He's gotten help, and that's what you're supposed to do. And
right.
I don't see that. I don't see him not doing that. I see him being that kind of person that he wants to improve every single day.
Right. Yeah. And he doesn't take being an actor for granted. He actually wants to be serious about the craft, which I agree with you, which to me, that is a total extension on him being an MC. I mean, he takes pride in, still even to this day, he takes pride in being one of the best lyricists that we've heard, having the multiple flows that he's had, and he's taken that meticulous study of the craft of being an artist, and he's taken that to a whole different level with being an actor. All right, well, let's take this to the catalog. So, what songs do you like from Luda?
Of course, area codes. Area codes is, but Southern Hospitality is a great song.
Yeah. Throw them bones.
Throw them bones. Yeah. I've never really, honestly, I can listen to any of Luda's. Like, there's certain artists that you can just sit through their album and just listen to their whole album. And Luda tends to be one of those artists where you can really just sit and you're not skipping a song.
Yeah.
Like, there's very few artists you can do that with. Like, I can sit down and hear a whole Jay-Z album and not skip a song. Busta Rhymes is the same way. There's certain albums I can just sit down and I can listen to the whole album. DMX, most definitely.
Definitely DMX.
So Luda is one of those artists where I could just play that album and he's got bangers that weren't played on the radio, but they're on that album. So to me, he's one of those few artists again that you can just sit there and enjoy his music.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had a feeling he was going to go into acting when I saw videos like what the heck was that video? What was the heck was that video? Is it Get Back? Yeah, I think it's Get Back. When I saw how he put so much into his videos, I was like, yeah, he's gonna venture in that area.
Oh no, his videos have always been different and unique and
stand up is
entertaining and entertaining. They have definitely been entertaining. So you can see the showman in him. You can see that he's meant to perform, not just rap music and in other lanes and other fields. So
yeah, when I move, you move just like that. I mean, just so many songs that he tied the video element to it, and I said, yeah, he's destined for much greater than just being a musical artist. But the music that he put forth, awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Heck, I'm talking now and I'm hearing the potion in my head. Oh God, yes, I love him. And it's funny you mentioned that he's unique, and I agree he is. But if there is an MC that he reminds you of, who would you say Luda reminds you of? If any.
It's hard because it's not Busta. It's not because they both because people assume because they both rhyme fast and stuff that, but it's not Busta because Busta is just.
Yeah, it's a different flavor.
Yeah, it to me it's not. It's not many that can really.
Yeah, because the Busta to me he just has this personality that's just huge, and he's like fire. It just consumes you.
Even though Luda has a big personality, but
he does too.
Different. It's different. Yeah. To me, it's a little bit much more tamer.
Right.
Than Busta.
Right. Yeah, because Busta is like in your face.
Yes.
And I love that about him.
And Luda's in your face, so different. Still laid back.
Yeah, it's so different with him. Yeah.
So there's no one really that I can really compare him to. That's why I guess I love his music and I love him is because there's no one you can compare him to. There's no one I could really sit here and think of that. Oh man, that sounds like Luda. Or there's no one. There's just certain artists that you listen to and you know.
Or Luda sounded like this, right?
Yeah. No, there's no one I can really compare or think of at the moment that really draws me into that comparison.
Mentality will be back in 2 and 2.
This is all docked up.
Chris, listen, I gotta go to work, Jay. I cannot take a shot every time we say enemies. Very jealous. I'm not gonna lie, you guys.
So he flies her out. She says, "Thank you. That was very kind of you." Like, Pernilla's not starstruck. She was like, "Yeah, you ought to if you want me to come." I wasn't gonna foot the bill.
Heroes.
He literally threatened her. His message says, I see you blocked me on WhatsApp. I don't know why, but this is not going to turn out good for you. Because I blocked you on WhatsApp? You threatened me and my mama?
You have to learn to live with yourself before you can make a commitment of yourself to someone else.
When you go to something that's already structured, like the church, I don't need to go in there thinking I'm the pastor. It's like already one set up, you know what I'm saying?
It just had everything, but I learned, you know what I'm saying? Everything I did, I learned from.
So we look forward to seeing you same time, same place. Know that we love you, God loves you more. Continue to stay safe, do the right thing, stay out of trouble.
Conversation that informs a community. Brothers of Legacy. Every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Welcome back to Mentality, the place where, well, we have fun in a lot of different ways, I think, with Wize and FM Cole Johnson. And up to bat now. There is this war that is quite interesting. It's between an entity that we know and love and a state that we shake our head about. Now, who were the two entities? Well, welcome to Power Moves. Now, Disney has been in the news, and Disney World has also been in the news on the heels of having two people being banned from fighting on the Magic Kingdom grounds this past week. And it was all stemmed from wanting to have pictures be taken. Disney also was wanting to develop some land in Florida. However, they put the kibosh on it, and the reason being, well, they seem to have a frosty relationship with the state's governor. I don't know why. So days before that, the man is expected to launch his presidential run, and we'll talk about him a little bit later. Ron DeSantis saw his weird war on Disney backfire once again as the company axed a planned $1 billion development near Orlando that would have brought more than 2,000 high-paying jobs into the Sunshine State. Who do you think will crack first in their war between DeSantis and Disney?
DeSantis. Disney is the number one employer in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
In the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they have enough political power in their pocket to make things happen. But eventually he's gonna crack because he's got too many things going on besides his war with Disney. So yeah, I think he's gonna be the one that's gonna crack.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think he's gonna have to find some common ground with them, and if he doesn't, this is bound to be ugly. And if he's going to still, because he hasn't officially thrown his hat in the ring, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But if he's going to make this official, and when he does make it official, that loose end is going to be tightened up for sure. And let me see if I can ask this the way I would like to ask it. How do you think the former president, Donald Trump, is going to capitalize on this Disney DeSantis brouhaha?
I don't even think he cares about this Disney brouhaha. There's other situations going on now in Florida. that he had that are much greater concern for him. Listen, we're not even sure if former President Orange is gonna be able to run. It's not guaranteed that his political career is still in good standing because he's still dealing with his situation in New York.
That is true.
So we this right now the Republican Party is hemorrhaging. They don't have candidates that make you want to be like, I would think like I would consider voting for him. There's no candidate right now. Tim Scott is probably the closest one right now that if I was going to vote outside my political party, which I don't have one, it will probably be him. But yeah, like there's a lot of questions that need to be answered first before I can really feel that this battle with Disney is going to affect him in the political realm. Because if there's anyone that's going to be able to use it against him, it would be President Orange. So, yeah.
Yeah, it would be almost, to me, I would want to know how comical all this would be. Part of me would want to have him not settle anything with Disney. Go through all of this, and when we get to before this time next year, we would see all of these campaign mudslinging ads.
I can already see him. I can already see him saying like, "See, I don't." He says, "I don't." He'll probably put something on like, "I don't bend over to mice or whatever." It could be any of those things. It could be any, like knowing him, he could probably reference that. Hey, your governor bent over and took it from a mouse. So, well, that's how I would put it if I was running against him. That's just me. Be like, yo, the mouse just pinch slapped him. Is that who y'all want leading this nation?
Now, you visited Florida often.
Yeah, my goal. I'm actually going again in January because that's unfortunately that's where Podfest is. So I have to attend Podfest. Podfest is a definite thing I have to attend because it's a great experience for any podcaster to attend. So, but it's in Orlando. Me and Poppy are going. We're actually gonna take his son to Dinosaur World while we're down there. So we're making this whole big thing. We're trying to get some other podcasters that we know to come down and make a big thing about it. Make a big thing. Like there's so many podcasters that haven't attended that I would love for them to attend because it's an experience for them to have and be able to connect and network and just have a great experience.
Okay. All right. Well, plug out the pod match, which I'm a member of that as well. Shout out to you, Alex, and to your wife, Alicia.
Alicia,
all right. Is there a quote refuge of sanity and a citadel of normalcy quote with DeSantis's brand of Florida?
Listen. It's just crazy the things that are going on right now. Like some of these laws and stuff that he's passing just blow my mind. Just we're supposed to be a country of free speech, free thought, and yet we have someone coming with a bill, can't say gay bill. Like, like what's wrong with this? What's going on? Like, what is going on with the society? Like, since when can't we speak on subjects that matter or that people want to discuss? Like, it's crazy.
It does seem rather hypocritical, considering that we are a country that supposedly is found on the freedom of speech principle, and among others. And the Republican Party is considered one that is constitutionally sound and grounded.
Just for things that matter for them. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, because to me, I don't care what you say, just as long as it isn't going to be threatening to people or injurious to them, or something that will mess up their freedom, whether I agree with your lifestyle or not. That's immaterial.
That's not your life. It's not your life.
Exactly. Now, for them to have the freedom to live the life the way they live it, I roll out the red carpet and I'd want them to live it, but it doesn't affect me. And so if it doesn't affect me, and I surely know it does not affect the current governor of Florida, why fight it so hard?
Because there are people within his party that are stuck in their ways. That's an issue to them. They want to come like, oh, it's. They want to start spewing Bible stuff and start saying all that, and they're some of the biggest hypocrites. They do things that, again, it's to benefit them. It's has nothing to do with the rights of others. They feel offended. They don't want to talk about it. Then don't talk about it. That, like, mind your business.
Yeah. Look, there's a scripture in the Bible. I'll shorten it, where it says, "Choose this day whom you'll serve." ... But as for me and my house, we'll serve the Lord. What does that mean? That means my house, we are Christian, no question about it. But whatever other houses choose, that's their business. Mm-hmm. And if they choose to follow like I do, that's all the greater for me. Mm-hmm. But if they don't, well, that's on them. And so I'm not going to say, okay, they suck. I mean, like, there's benefits to this that I think you need to see, but you don't want to see it? Okay, cool. And it won't change my opinion of them. It just will make me understand that, okay, well, they have their own opinion. We can't dissuade people, and we can't persuade them. Yeah,
it's fine. They should have their own opinion. They shouldn't. Right. They shouldn't have to rely on other people's opinions. That's the great thing about this country is you have a right to your own opinion.
Right. And to have government
should you voice your opinion all the time? Sometimes you need to just keep it to yourself.
Exactly.
Sometimes you can express yourself, but then sometimes you just need to keep your opinion to yourself and not tell anyone. Just keep it to yourself.
Later, we will have Thoughts from the Throne. This is Mentality. What's on E. Dicker's mind?
A and B, I'm going to see my way out of it. Because why? I don't care. I have a message for people who do nothing but complain about black people. We can't change who we are. You called the cops on me. I think that every time you call the cop on someone on a false accusation, your need to be a little bit punished.
BS3 Network proudly presents a man with a lot to say and is unabashed to say it. What's on E. Digger's mind? Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. Welcome back to Mentality, the ultimate masculine safe space with Wize and Cole Johnson. And the previous episode, without even planning to talk about him, my wonderful brother here went totally off. We, politically speaking, will be talking about Governor Ron DeSantis. Oh boy. So next week, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, is going to officially throw his hat in the ring to be the GOP nominee for the president of the United States, and he will formally announce his 2024 presidential campaign sometime in the next week, if not sometime 2 weeks from now. The Florida governor plans to file paperwork about May 25th with the Federal Election Commission, and he plans to do a public speech and announcement sometime this week, actually, in his home or near his hometown in Dunedin, Florida. Now, the precise details of the rollout are still being worked out, and things could get moved up or moved back. Now, he's been hinting at a presidential run for months. He actually hinted at it when he ran for governor of Florida as far back as this past November. And the funny thing is, although he's a popular candidate, he's not considered the most popular one because in many polls, he trails former President Trump in them. Now, people who are saying that he should throw his hat in the ring, they're saying that basically in states that sort of do caucuses, like Iowa and New Hampshire, he seems to have a good chance of making hay. But then again, the pool is starting to get bigger. You already have Governor Nikki Haley, formerly of South Carolina. She's campaigning already. We talked about Tim Scott, who he's officially in the race. Former Vice President Mike Pence, he's going to make an announcement sometime in June, possibly. And then there is former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. I don't think you know him, Wise. They're mulling presidential bids as well. What chance do you give DeSantis in his presidential bid?
Oh, he's got a great chance. But if he keeps doing the stupid shit that he's doing now, he's derailing himself, man. He is derailing himself. So my man decides to sign on a bill where it is a felony to work. To work. You're hearing this correctly. If you're immigrant, let me correct myself. If you're immigrant and you're found working, again, found working, you will be charged with a felony.
Oh boy.
Can I repeat myself?
Please.
You're going to be charged if you're an illegal immigrant and you're found working in the state of Florida. You're going to be charged with a felony. A felony. For doing the job. doing a job a lot of Americans don't want to do.
Oh, you mean like sell fruit inside of streets, construction, pick oranges,
whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Americans
Janitorial work, definitely janitorial work. Yeah,
Americans don't want to do that. Construction work, sheetrock work. Americans don't want to do these jobs. Stop acting. Y'all Americans need to stop acting like this is what y'all want to do, because they wouldn't hire them if this is the positions y'all wanted. A lot of y'all don't even want to work anymore. So all he's doing is he's hurting. What he's doing is hurting the businesses in the state of Florida. That I get it. There's a lot of businesses using illegal workers.
Yeah, there is.
All right, give these people, especially if they're working,
mm-hmm.
give them a green card to work. Give them something to work. Give them working papers. This
some
is
incentive.
More tax money. This is more tax. These are jobs. Come on, please, man. And it's crazy because they started hiring regular Americans for these jobs, and not many of them lasted more than a day.
Yeah, because labor's hard.
Nobody wants to do it.
I know that for a fact.
So why are we acting like Americans aren't lazy? Like Americans are clamoring to do these jobs because they're not.
And when they scream, "We're taking our jobs," well, if you have the opportunity to take these positions, would you? And I know the answer to that question just from the janitorial field, because that is where my father cut his teeth in terms of work. And of course, I had to come along with him and learn the art of hard work and what hard work meant and build work ethic. And guess how many people that I saw that looked like me and it looked like Wize? 0. Guess how many people I saw that looked like Ron DeSantis? 0. I mean, it was every single Latin person that you would think of that was filling every single slot that happened to be in janitorial services.
Because people don't want to do these positions. So for them to act like this is what they want to do, it kills me. It's like, seriously, don't me I want to do these jobs. And for y'all to be screaming like, oh my God, they're taking our jobs. No, they're doing the jobs you don't want to do. A lot of y'all, even when you go to hotels, it's a lot of people from the Caribbean working. It's not just Hispanics. You got people from Jamaica or the Caribbean, Africa,
right?
That come here and don't mind doing these labor jobs. Come on, man. Why y'all Americans out here tripping when y'all know damn well y'all don't want to be at McDonald's?
They sure don't. Here's what I find funny about that too. So you're going to charge the worker with a felony.
You're going to fine the company.
You only going to fine the company.
Fine the company.
So companies are well within their right to hire people who aren't American citizens to work at their company. They're well within their right to do it. And you know these companies will be glad to pay the menial fee that you're going to slap them with. Because it's all about the bottom line. Look, that labor churns out the dollars for the company. Churns out the dollars for us. So you're going to slap the wrist of the company, but you're going to lay down the law on the immigrant who isn't legally here. If you're going to throw, if you're going, my thinking is, if you're going to be heavy-handed and put a felony charge on the worker, then doggone it, either do a felony charge or even stiffer for the company. But you're not going to do that.
They're not, and that's discrimination. At the end of the day, it boils down to color of skin. let's just call a spade, man. That's it.
It's unfortunate, but it's true. And then there are things such as him passing legislation or creating a bill, basically saying that he's restricting schools on how gender and race are being taught on campus. You know, and I'm saying here, I get from the LGBTQ-ish portion, I get that is an adult thing and that children probably should not have a clue as to what that is and they shouldn't be taught that. I get that. I don't have a problem with that at all. But race, that's something that we had to deal with from the time we were spat out of our mother's wombs. So when I hear that and I see a lot of these things that many of our heads of state, Ron DeSantis being one of them, espouse and champion, I say that either they don't have a clue or they do, and they are being nefarious in their means. Because we are all Americans now. So why should you want to fan flames of division? Why would you want to be divisive in your talk when you're saying that we're all Americans, we should come together, we should unite? Because in the general election, that's what you all would be saying. And then when you get elected, you then want to basically be aligned in the pockets of those who threw the most money in your campaign.
Again, this is what we have to deal with, and the way we combat is continue to speak on situations like this. Is continue to put out content like this where we get to express ourselves and let people know, like, listen, we're not going to be putting up for this. This is not what we're here for. We're not here to divide. We're here to unite and bring people together and speak the truth. And my truth is we're all Americans. So you need to stop labeling me. I'm not African American. I'm not Hispanic American. I am an American. So you're going to start referring me to the right way. That's it. That's how I feel. This is how I'm going to go about my life. You can't refer to me as American. Don't talk to me.
I'm Cole Johnson. I approve of that message. Drop that mic, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now, thoughts from the throne.
All right, so I've been rough on Ja Morant, and it's because he did some real stupid and got on Instagram and flashed another gun, and everybody's been really railing on him. And I've actually thought about it, and I've prayed on it, and we need to help this young man instead of really bashing him and calling him a moron and which I'm guilty of. I've done this. I've called them names, but I really think we should really see what can we do to help this young man. This is a young man who has a bright future, who's very talented, but just misguided, and instead of us embracing him and wanting to help him, we've already just attacked him. And I've really been sitting reflecting on it the last couple of days, thinking about it, because like I said, I've been one of those that has attacked. What we should have really be doing is, why is he acting out? what's going on in his life that he is acting this way, and what is it that we can do as a society to be able to help this young man correct these mistakes. So instead of being judgmental and calling them names and not being a caring human being, we need to focus more on what can we do to help him get on the right path, help him not continue to make this same mistake. And that's just my thoughts from the throne.
American. Now, when you hear that, you get two divisive responses. And of course, I just got finished talking about divisiveness. On one side, you get coldness. On the other side, you get hope. And the reason why I'm talking about that is the founder of the social program, Jim Brown, has passed away. And the one thing that he taught, I think, all of us, besides what it meant to be a man, and I don't mean just on the football field, I mean off of it too, because there were many celebrities that were intimidated by his manhood, is that manhood can look so many different ways in the same clothing. You can be rugged. You can be tough. You can take no crap from anybody. And you can be aggressive and punch somebody in the mouth. But you can also be tender. You can also turn a trick of a phrase with proper wording. You can also inspire with your verbiage. And most of all, you can also show love. And let his example of manhood be what gets you through in understanding that there is more to life as a man than just being a Neanderthal. Diversify yourself, get smart about life, and appreciate every single thing and every single event so that you can love on everybody, whether they love you or not. Rest in peace, Jim. And those are thoughts from the throne.
Boston.
I knew it.
I almost forgot that. I almost forgot my stick. My stick.
Oh my God.
So yeah, Boston. That's why they took a big fat L in the opening series of Miami. Hopefully Miami can close them out. I'm hoping 6. I'm hoping 5 actually. Praying for 5. I want to give them 1 win to make it competitive. But
oh my God,
Boston.
And that'll do it for this episode for Mentality for Wize and Jefe. I am Cole Johnson, here to say in parting, as we always do, our secret technique is that we always speak with mentality. See you next week.
That's 100.